a war going on. The books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. Bet, call the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. Bet's gonna cover, bet's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Sunday, November 9th. We've got NFL football on tap. We're just moments away. Hope you're ready for today's featured game, right? Well, maybe not. We got my Chargers playing tonight, but we do have NFL coming up here and momentarily. We'll get right into the action here with the Falcons versus the Colts, set to go from Stade Olympique in Germany. Oh, I said that right. But we're in Germany here this week for our overseas game, and it starts here in just a few minutes. We'll get right to the action here in just a moment. 2 minutes away. Just cover some of the fun from yesterday in college football, some crazy results there. Game of the day, Indiana over Penn State as the Hoosiers drove 80 yards to get the game-winning touchdown. Cooper with that incredible catch brought the foot down the back of the end zone. Indiana wins over Penn State. Keep that magical season going. It feels like it's for real. Why everybody saying, is it for real? Whatever. This Signetti guy, he's a psycho for sure, but you got to love the way he's doing things. I mean that complimentary. Vanderbilt over Auburn in overtime. Vanderbilt got the money there. Maybe not deservedly so, but was there. Pavia, 3 touchdown passes. He also ran for 112 yards. It was the most productive game by an SEC quarterback in terms of yardage, passing and running since Johnny Manziel. So it looks like Pavia could have that NFL stuff. I don't know if he's a starter in the league or a backup. Not sure he's that good, but certainly good enough for Auburn. They needed it because their defense couldn't really stop the size of Auburn. Vanderbilt got the win. Oregon over Iowa late with a late field goal. And Oregon keeps going, man, a scare there at Kinnick. Iowa got the money, almost laid one on Oregon, but Oregon survived. Connecticut over Duke, 37-35 in front of the largest crowd in 12 years at Connecticut. Well, we should have previewed that somewhere along the line. We knew it'd be a great game, man. Sure was. Iowa State over TCU as the Cyclones had 2 touchdowns late, including that game-winning TD, go-ahead TD anyway, the 79-yard punt return. Delaware beat Louisiana Tech. Wisconsin 13-10 over Washington there as the Badgers had only 48 yards passing and 24 of them came on a fake punt. So there were some other upsets too here this weekend, including Wake Forest over Virginia 16-9. Cal beat Louisville 29-26 there yesterday. So some pretty good college football. We had a great time yesterday, didn't we, with the UFC last night, and took down some winners there at the end. It kind of was middle in there at the middle of the card there with some struggles, but we did come home strong and got us some winners there late. So, hey, let's get right into it. Let's get ready. We've only got 9 minutes. It'll be more than 9 minutes by the time they have a national anthem, 2 national anthems, and some pageantry, but we might as well just start the show with the previews here. Say hello to everyone in the chat, and then talk Falcons and Colts coming up next. All right, Blake is here. Nick Handy's ready to go. Cash Kane set to go. Bobby Mack is here. Art Thompson as well. Sports Money is ready to go from Germany. Cash Kane's birthday Greg says 27-23. We've got steam in college basketball. There's already been a ton of it, but we're still going to keep tabs despite the football game coming up. Georgia taking the steam in. The steam is on a flat-out roll here right now in this first week. I was showing it on screen. I don't know if they understood the gravity of it here. I can't believe it myself, but Georgia right now is getting steamed here against Morehead State. Against up to 27. It was 27, but we're seeing some steam here right now on Georgia against Morehead. Georgia up to 29 right now at Circa. The steam this week officially 202 and 138. That'll get it done every time. But you got to get on early. You're not going to totally chase the steam and get that record. You're going to miss a few of them with the moves, but they've definitely been the right sides. Timothy Hawk, hello. And Derek wishing Kane a happy birthday. There is Nuke ready to get it here. And Dunya as well is with us. Greg Gibson. Hey, everyone, like this video. Subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. There's some steam coming in right now. UC Davis and Portland. We're going to cover these quick because we got to do our football, but UC Davis and Portland steam to the under here. It was 153. It's now going down here to 151 or lower, maybe 150 and a half. UC Davis and Portland taking that steam to the under right now. I think I said hello to everybody anyway. Let's get Mike's play in here for a little. Is that our parlay from yesterday? There, all right. There it is. We got the price. It's 80-1. Maybe Jeff didn't want to hear it because he doesn't want to win it. He didn't want to have the, I don't know, 80-1. We want to know, right? All right. And how about it? We've got it. We know our combatants for the Grey Cup. Thank you, Nuke. No problem if we didn't get them both there yesterday, but I think I had both the totals. Oh, no, wait, did I? Let me get my calls in here, too. Nuke had his plays. I know we no, I had the under in Montreal, but I had the over in BC. That fell just short. So Nuke got us home with a 1-0-1, and I got us a 1-1. Oh, well, that's okay. But we do know, obviously, it will be Montreal and Saskatchewan in the Grey Cup. All right. Exciting. Man, I can't believe it. And we haven't really seen many white fields out there, and the season's over. Man. Global warming. Okay, let's go, you guys. We got to go. We got to start talking this game, and then maybe once we get into the game, we'll start to do the other games. Twisted's ready. You guys are. I don't even need a preview. We've got plays coming in from you guys right now for the game. All right. Let's see here. I think we got everything settled in. Let's just go right to the game right now and start talking Falcons versus Colts here. And before you know it, the national anthems will be off, and we'll be off and have our, hey, this is live companion coverage of Sunday morning football here in the West Coast at 6:25 a.m., and I'm ready to talk NFL football with you. I'll be here for the next 100 minutes. We'll get you to the NFL preview show with Mikey and Sharky here at 11 Eastern and 8 Pacific. Get you ready for the Sunday action. But I'll get you ready for this game with the Falcons taking on the Colts here. The Falcons have lost their last 3, of course, but they still got a very capable quarterback in Michael Penix. You think about all these different quarterbacks right now that are either struggling, they're new to the scene, and Penix is a veteran now here, certainly in a way, but he hasn't been playing that long. But compared to some of the other quarterbacks that we're expecting to come in and, be capable in the league, be effective starters, Penix's timeline isn't off here. In fact, man, his accuracy, protecting the football, throws a good ball, right? He's coming along just fine. Yeah, the Falcons got some big-time limitations, especially defensively, but he does just fine, it feels like, and especially when you got some all-star talent on your team like Bijan and of course, and you've got talented receivers on your team. You got very talented receivers, Drake London. You got to throw in Kyle Pitts in there as well. Maybe Mooney here today. Mooney looks like a very interesting prop guy to me today here in this one. I would think Mooney'd be kind of the guy to target. His matchup isn't great. The matchup for Drake London is great, that's for sure. And the matchup is great for Pitts as well. Now, Falcons have gone to Zane Gonzalez as their kicker because they kick Koo to the curb, and they kicked the Romo to the curb too. And now they're on Zane Gonzalez. So it's still he didn't have a team for a reason. It does sound like as decent of an option as at least the last guy. But, with Koo, sometimes you got to let those veterans just work it out. Maybe Koo is never going to be able to kick again. Maybe it's already been picked up. So for the Colts here, Daniel Jones, he's quite a story right now, the way he's going and leading this team. Perfectly capable, certainly. And talk about capable quarterbacks. He paid his dues, and now it's kind of like what we've seen with other quarterbacks have changed scenes, right? You get out of that trouble. You're drafted by a bad team. You really kind of look bad, half the time. The team's bad, makes you look bad. Go over to a team. Colts haven't been great, but I think with Steichen, it had already been kind of growing a little bit. They got rid of the Richardson experiment, and then all of a sudden, you bring a guy like Daniel Jones in, and it fits just perfect, right? You got a great running game. That always helps with Taylor. Great matchup here against a bottom five run defense. I'm kind of neutral on Pittman today, although he should be quite effective. But I'd prefer Josh Downs here, actually, in his props today. I would think Downs would be the guy just because of the numbers. Pittman, his price is probably right on, you know what I mean? But, hey, if you think he's going to have an above-average game, you might want to get with him. But I like Josh Downs here, actually, in this matchup for the Colts. So, and for me, talking about the side here, well, you know what? That's a lot of points. And I think that the Falcons should be able to actually hang in this game. It's been all good with the Colts. We know this team's on fire right now and picked up Sauce. So it's really been a growing situation here. They just keep getting better and better, it feels like right now at 7-2. They've gone 7-2 to the over as well. Steichen's been a solid favorite, 12-7 against the spread as a favorite. Colts have won 5 of the last 7 in this series, and the favorites are 6-1, but these teams don't really meet that frequently. For Atlanta here, like I said, they've been kind of fortunate in the turnover department, and because of Penix, he really takes care of the ball, and so every opportunity for Atlanta to come up with a turnover is kind of their forte right now, especially in those victories that they've had. So it's only been 3 wins here, but this is about as neutral as you can get on these fields, right? And I think that's where you're going to see Atlanta be able to stay in this game a little bit. Hey, watch for the Colts owner, right? We've seen her on the sidelines with her notes and everything. Man, she's really into the game for sure. Really the only owner that looks like, she's wearing the headset down there, taking notes frequently. And, well, maybe the Colts were going to be good anyways, but it's sad that Mr. Irsay passed away this year, but they've taken charge of this family business and made it their business. So, there's been some, you can make a funny, you can make a critique, but when you inherit a business, I guess you want to be on top of it. And she's taken it to a new level, and they just happen to be very, very good. It's not like she was doing it after more. It's been more highlighted since Mr. Irsay's passing, but she's been doing that, and they're 7-2. Who's to complain about these Colts right now and the way they're doing their business? We can go to the chat and see what you guys have in this one with the Falcons and the Colts here. Total is 48. And let's go to our chat all-stars here. The national anthems are going on right now. We got I got to be the moderator here because of the spam coming in. All right. We got the plays here, you guys. Let's take a look. Twisted said Colts and under. Oh, we already said that one. Thank you, Twisted. And let's see here. Roberts on the Falcons here. Atlanta almost beat the Patriots last week. Feels like this team's growing just enough, but they have put themselves in a little bit of a bind here at 3-5, especially when. But hey, they're in the right division anyway, right? Falcons here, they can win outright. Peasy is on the under here in this one. 48 and a half. Let's get it right. And there is the end of the national anthem. Right. Yeah. Well, Greg, that's what just it, right? I think, look, there were moments where Daniel Jones, right, he'd even string a few good games in a row. And that's when we saw the successes of the Giants and thought, hey, it's all, they've got a quarterback like Daniel Jones. It was tough when you come out of Duke, but he was so highly regarded there. Here's another under. This is all under for you guys. Wow. Terrific. I think we should just take I'm going to listen to you guys. You guys like the under. Pittsburgh exposed the Colts last week. They were overrated and overvalued. Yeah. I don't know if I want to go that far, Greg, but it does, it does feel like 7-2 is a little bit of an overreach of these guys. Robert's already celebrating this morning. Villa's up. All right, and I'm caught up with you guys, and man, you guys are all over the under in this game. I got to listen to. I'm going with the chat. Why not? You guys really like the under in this game. Should be a hard trying competitive game, I guess, is what you guys are saying here. And hey, I don't disrespect these defenses here too much. I would think for the Falcons, it's actually kind of a tough game offensive, against what the Colts have done this year. Their defense is definitely dramatically improved. We talk about Jones and the offensive stars, but and that's part of it, right? We know that being a good offense does help your defense as well. So nice day here at 46 degrees. There is some weather to talk about, by the way, when we get into the games. Chicago, where's my Chicagoans here in the chat? Because it does look a little bit bleak, although it may be not bad by game time. Talking about some heavy winds, though, and we saw what happened Thursday night. So that one's kind of taking a tumble there with the Giants and the Bears. I was on a show last night saying, this total does look high, but it's going to be some winds, and the winds are really the worst thing you could have, sometimes even more so than the snow. All right, we're just about set here. I'm going to take the under. I'm not blaming you guys. I've already was taking the under. I'm having some fun with you guys in the chat. I am on the under in the game here with the Falcons and the Colts. You guys are going to get it right. And I'm on the Falcons here, plus those points right now, the way I talked up Penix and London. And also, where is Kadero Hodge? Why hasn't he been able? Now, I know he was hurt a couple of weeks ago and had to miss some, but he's also been active, and he just really hasn't got anything going here this season. But did finally clear the injured list a couple of games ago and showed up against Miami with 8 targets, but basically was a no-show last week. So what has happened to Hodge? Maybe I need to go into that. You'd think they'd have a little bit more down the line, but I like Mooney here for sure as kind of my play. I certainly don't mind London. And like I said, Taylor, certainly like his chances. I like Daniel Jones to have a strong game here too, and Downs. But I think from there, Alec Pierce is really popular here today. I don't mind him either, but it is a kind of a tough matchup. And Ty Warren, although everybody loves Ty Warren, very tough matchup for him because Atlanta's a maybe top 3 or top 5 team defensively against tight ends. So we're underway here in Berlin, and the Colts will get the start here at the 24, 25-yard line, and we're off. Okay, thanks a lot. We got that one in, and a few more plays did come in there with Barr. He went with the over. Oh, I should have saw that before I went under. A Taylor anytime touchdown. Twisted went with the under. Lay it with the Colts, says Twisted. And Colts will get the W. Mike is here today. Pittsburgh is better than the Falcons, says VAR. LALV's here. Taylor, take all the Taylors in the tonight. And Taylor, of course, is going to get the ball first. Ball spins forward. Gain of 2. Public Enemy like the over. So you know what? It kind of did even out there a little bit with you guys in the over. Oh, man. Maybe I should have waited. Maybe it will go over. All right. Jones for over his passing yards for Twisted and over 244.5 yards. All right. And we got B-John with an ATD there as well. I'm actually neutral on the B-John matchup. Numbers were pretty high there for him, his expectation today, but should have an okay game for sure to his standards. All right. First down, Colts as they got it to Alec Pierce right there. How about it? Let's keep it going here in the NFL right now. And, well, maybe I should have. I'm going in Vegas rotation order. Don't let me drop the air out of the sails with this one with the Browns and the Jets. I mean, they are playing today an NFL football game here. Jets have sold some of their defense off this week, so that could be a little bit of a factor here for you. But not when you take a look at this quarterbacking matchup with Dylan Gabriel going for the Browns and Justin Fields going with the Jets. I'm tired of the people bashing on Fields. I mean, I'm going to, is this ball loose? Is that real? Was that live? If it is, the Colts have it. Anyway, I got to give Justin Fields a lot of credit when he came up with that big victory when everybody was doubting him, right? He was already benched for the week, and then all of a sudden Taylor goes down or whatever, and, kind of like, you fired the guy. Yeah, that was a live ball, and the Colts came up with it. Taylor actually fumbled it, but recovered by the Colts. But, hey, man, good try. We're going to let you go. Or we didn't fire him, but he lost his starting job or whatever. And then the other quarterback goes out, and they're like, hey, man, you think you could try real hard for us today and maybe have a strong game? And you know what? He came through. There's Ty Warren, though, getting that man, Ty Warren. But then he came in and did a terrific job. He won the game in the clutch like a veteran quarterback would. And it's kind of like, hey, you guys want to screw around. I'm still here, and I'm not putting Fields in any category with upper echelon quarterbacks. But he came in there and did a job, stood up like a man. And everybody on that team has to respect him for what he did, I think, in that game. So we'll look at Taylor here, darting and dashing. So Browns have scored 17 points or fewer in 7 of their 8 games, and they got Dylan Gabriel in here. Yeah, the Jets have sold off some of their defense for sure. You kind of think of the Jets as at least they have a little defense because the offense hasn't been great, despite what I'm talking about with Fields here. But, hey, against the Browns, at least he's elusive. He's going to have to be against the Browns defense the way they've been treating quarterbacks this year. Browns are 0-4 on the road. They've lost by 24, 14, and 19 points in their road games. I know it's the Jets, but can they really even win this game on the road as a small favorite when they lose by an average of 20 points a game on the road? They are 2-8 against the spread. Their last 10 games off of a bye. They're also 8-19 last 28 on the road, but they are favored here all of a sudden. They became the favorite after the trades on Tuesday. I understand, those guys are good defensive players, but usually don't see, even if a guy's out, right, defensive move of basically 3.5 or 4 points. I was kind of stunned by that, quite frankly. Big 3rd and 2 here, but it was no problem. Oh, great job, broken up there. It'll be field goal time. Could have been a completion, but definitely some good defense. Ball was thrown high, had to throw it there. Everybody did their job on that one. So the Jets also are 1-7 in their last 8 games off of a bye. So teams have split the last 6 in this series. Browns have lost 3 of the last 4 on the road. Under has come in 4 of the last 6. So it's been a struggle here for the Jets for sure. But like I said, I got a lot of faith, I think, in a guy like Justin Fields here. These teams are bad. And usually when you get bad teams, you think of it as being kind of just probably a ineffective, sluggish game. And I'm going to take the under here in this one. It's gone pretty low. So This caveat there on it at 37.5 here, but I'm going to go under with the Browns and the Jets. I mean, the game reeks of 19-17. That would barely get it home. I mean, could you imagine if a team gets 20 here, they're going to win?
Final.
It feels like. So I'm going to go ahead and go under with the Jets and the Browns. Your comments are coming in on this one. And Twisted says it's going to be a blowout here today in London. Berlin. Browns for Bar. And let's see here. Greg says this is a Gamblers Anonymous game here. Under for Twisted with this
Final.
one. Jets can win, but can't put his money on it. Brown game under here. And could it be like the football follies there, Nuke? And Kevin's got a play in there today with the Chargers there tonight on Monday night, Sunday night football. And let's see here. Hello to Tariq, and he's leaning to the Browns here. What can you do? No one really wants to take him publicly. I got to decide one way or the other. I'll go under in this one. Hey, let's really up. Okay, let me see Robert here on the Browns and LALB's on the under as well. There's Mr. Weskers in the chat. All right, let's turn up the heat now in the NFL. That game was bad. Let's bring a good game up next. Well, okay. No, let's not kid around. The Panthers are. Everyone should take note. I mean, the Panthers season is going pretty good. We don't want to throw them in there with the playoff contenders, or do we? Maybe they will, but this, like we said, in this division. But they're taking on the Saints here. You know what? What are you going to do? The Panthers are definitely okay. They're stringing together wins here and there, and definitely have taken a bit of a step here forward. It feels like this season. It kind of felt like it was coming here. And the Saints, they're kind of they're in a little bit of a sell mode there. They've traded Shaheed there. So, and they got Tyler Shuck here at quarterback, who I don't know, he's not going to be any better than Rattler, right? I wouldn't think, but still, you got to lay this type of points here with the Panthers today. Maybe it's a spot for the Saints here. Nobody wants to take them, but I don't know. I might. Let's get into this one with these two teams while we see that the Texans have the ball here. They're going to keep it on the ground with a big run with Bijan picking up a first down on the first play. Bijan coming in here hot. All right, Saints have lost their last 4 games, averaging just 11.5 points in those games, and Saints are also 4-13 against the spread. Last 17 coming off a win. Saints are 12-5 in the division at home in their last 17 division road games. Usually they're getting enough points in those games. Panthers have won 4 of 5. They've been pretty terrific despite the fact that they can't score. It's been the defense for sure that's been coming through, because the Panthers aren't putting up many numbers, but they're finding ways to win. Last 2 games they've been held to about an average of just 250 yards. Penix throwing that nice ball. Might have been deflected. I don't think it was dropped there by Pitts, but would have been in stride. Panthers are the key stat here, I think, for me, and not wanting to back the Panthers here. They're 1-9 against the spread in their last 10 games as a home favorite. Carolina also 7-2 against the spread in division home games. So that kind of nullifies what the Saints do, getting those points on the road. The Saints have actually won 13 of the last 18 meetings between the two, but have lost 3 of the last 4 visits to Charlotte. And the under has come in here in 6 of the last 8 meetings. And I'm going to take another under here in this one with the Saints and the Panthers today. Yeah, Panthers aren't putting up a lot of points here, maybe against the Saints. It will be a spot here for Bryce to get some production out of this. Still, for me, I mean, the Saints, are they really going to be able to produce anything? Carolina's defense has been pretty solid in helping them basically be a team that's above 500 right now and doing a fine job here at 5-4 currently. The road gets a little tougher for Carolina, but right now they've at least put themselves in a good spot here to, in this division, be able to try to do something here despite. It's picked up, and the Colts are running with it. It's a defensive turnover here, and the Colts are going to have ideal field position. I just talked about Penix protecting that ball, doing a great job. He got hit too hard, and the ball was loose and on the ground. Penix maybe didn't see what was going on, and that's a big play here for the Colts. Not only, they were at the 45, but that ball was knocked away backwards, and they ended up here at the 22-yard line or so. So big break here for the Colts. They made their break, and they have a great shot to capitalize and get some points here on the board. All right, I think that's it. Let me go to your comments here in this one. That is the worst defensive celebration I have seen. Nunya, thank you for being here today. Panthers in a 2-team parlay, possibly for Tariq. Robert here. Thank you, Arthur Mead Jr. I really appreciate you here today. A dono for the Sports Money Network. Thank you. Nuke says he took the Panthers as survivor. Did turn out, right? The Panthers were a pretty popular survivor play because of the scenario. And, down to the 1 here. Great running here right now, and the Colts are going to capitalize here and possibly get this touchdown. It'll be 1st and goal here. And look who it was. It was Ashton Doolin with the play there. Man, Doolin, basically nothing doing for Doolin since that Raider game, but he just had a big play right there down to the 1. The Colts are on the doorstep, ready to go in here with Taylor. Touchdown, Colts. Who had the Jonathan Taylor? I know a lot of you cashed on that one. Good job, everybody. The Colts take the lead here. All right, let's keep going with your picks right now. And, I'm on the Falcons, but I want to make everybody feel good. A lot of you have the Colts there. All right, Twisted trying to find the way of the Panthers. Thanks, Phoenix. Right. And, all right, let's see. Saints are worse than Rutgers. Maybe the under here. Pitts anytime touchdown, and hello to Lovable. Looks like Nunya might have had it. Cash. The Taylor anytime touchdown to the Colts money line. Good SGP. All right, I'm going to take the under here in the Saints and the Panthers. Bills and Dolphins now in this one. And, well, you know what? Yes, of course, the Bills are favored by 8 points here. And the Dolphins are some team that they usually handle. They don't usually mind the trip down to Miami, actually. But, oh, man, I'm getting almost double digits here with Miami. I know it's hard because, me and Coach. I can't give up on these Dolphins for some reason, as bad as they've been this year. And the Bills are great. We know that. So try to get me off the Dolphins here, probably getting 9. They're only getting 8 now at the sharp books, 8.5 though for the most part. I'll call it 8 there because that's what Circa's at right now. Remember, this one was, I think, as high as Bills minus 9.5. So, well, maybe the move is on the Dolphins here a little bit. I kind of wanted to think that way. Now, Buffalo scored 28 or more points in their 6 wins, but in their losses, they usually get shut down. But, man, the Dolphins come in here 2-7 right now. They've lost 4 of 5 coming in, and they give up big points, usually at least 28 points when they go down to defeat. Miami is 9-6. Last 15 as a home underdog against the spread. 11-8 against the spread. Last 19 coming off of a loss. Dolphins here, this run game can't be supported by an inept passing game. Bills beat Miami, though, 31-21 in week 3 is a 12-point favorite. The Dolphins actually got the money. The Bills have won 13 of the last 14 meetings between these two teams. Overs come in 8 of the last 13, but can the Dolphins get enough points here against this Bills defense? I mean, the total here is 50 after all, but, it's should be an okay day down there in Miami. Temperatures in the high 80s or mid 80s at least. Wow, I'll take a trip to Miami here. So look, great matchups here for Buffalo and this offense. And Miami's probably a bottom 3 rushing defense, and they don't put any pressure on the quarterback. They do okay against number 2 receivers. Dalton Kincaid, though, here, good matchup for him as well. Meanwhile, who is going to play tight end here for the Miami Dolphins today? I mean, it seems like everyone's out of this one. I almost want to look. Is it not Julian Hill, right? He could return to the lineup, but Dulcich is going to be the man, I guess. He did have 5 targets last game, and actually could be a bit of a sleeper here, but Buffalo is pretty staunch against tight ends. So, all right. Like I said, with the Bills and the Dolphins, these two teams, when facing off with one another, have gone over in 8 of the last 13 matchups. I'm taking this one over 50, actually, between the Bills and the Dolphins today. Give me the over in this one. Maybe that's why I kind of lean Dolphins. Like, maybe they'll have enough offense here and not be Bills might. I'm not saying the Bills ever take a game off, especially when you've got a division opponent here. It is a nice completion downfield to London, and the Falcons are across midfield. But I'm going to go over with the Bills and the Dolphins in this one. Right, some comments from you in the chat here. And Jerry's TD for the Clots. Colts should be able to run all over Atlanta all day long. Jim's got the over here. Nuke says, could be some rain down there. Might take a shower, 86 degrees and rain. More Drake London right now. There's Robert on the over, but Barr is on the under. Lovable says, Miami should have won. They'll get blowed out. Cash Cane's on the Fins. Nunya says, the Dolphins have so much talent, you can't get it. There's no doubt. I mean, if you had to look at the talent, and yes, they've had some injuries as well, but talent on the field versus actual success in production, I think the Dolphins are number 1 in the league in that category. I mean, that's bad, right? I mean, best talent that has not been producing this year, and that's I'm trying to back up the coach. That doesn't look good for my man. Dolphins team total under here. Blake first half. So Blake on the Bills in the first half. Miami in the points for Twisted. Dolphins on the spread. We're kind of all over the place as a group here for sure. Billy Siegfried is here. And let's see here. Nuke Buffalo 9.5 at 365. He thinks the 8 are stale. Man, okay, geez. I know that maybe it's the sharp, maybe it's just the sharp books there, because let me look at maybe my. They did say there was going to be some maintenance here on the line service here, so let me just check here for sure on the game with Circa. Yeah, I got Circa here still at 8. Man, look at this. Maybe I should get on this, huh? Maybe I should get on this right here with Circa, the -8. So, but that's the sharpest book in the world, probably also. And, a lot of people say you should kind of aim it there with the sharp book. So at 9.5, I think actually I'm supposed to take the Dolphins here. And I think I did. All right. Public Enemy's got Josh Allen over. The Dolphins always play tough in division. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Bills team total over. And did the Colts miss the extra point? Wow, 6-0, huh? What was I doing talking about the game? What do we got here? Algier down there. crashing in there. Hey, I sent out some props today. We're on Algier. I know I'm going to start sending out more props just by request over on the winnable packages that we have. I don't go too crazy on props, but I certainly like them. And we're going to start dealing out some more props. Here's a touchdown as Algier goes in for the score to tie this one up. Oh, man, we're getting some points here in the first quarter. And I was on. I did send out Algier over 19.5 rushing yards, Pierce over 3.5 receptions, and Warren over 4.5 receptions on the winnable in this game. So hopefully we'll get those. Blake's got a Dalton Kincaid, ATD, and Public Enemy's got James Cook. We'll keep it moving right now. I'm on the over in that one. Next up. Well, we got another doozy here with the Jaguars taking on the Texans. Hey, Atlanta, they're new with Zane Gonzalez. He's been around a little bit. All right, here we go with the Jaguars and the Texans. Are the Texans really the favorite now at -1 and 37.5? This one's been moving lower, and why not? I mean, this feels like a defensive division tilt between these two, with Jacksonville coming in here with Trevor Lawrence. Look, the one thing the Texans are still doing, playing a little bit of defense, and they will have, without Stroud here today, going to have Davis Mills in there. And look, Davis Mills has been in there plenty. Yes. Did he look absolutely dreadful last week? Yes. But he's also been thrust in that situation before and not looked very good. Davis Mills is not the type it looks like. Alcaraz with the win over the Demon here in ATP Finals just now ended. But Mills has been thrust into the situation before and kind of looked bad. But then once you give him a week, once you give him the game plan, and once he is serviceable, and against Jacksonville here, look, this is a division game. Yeah, the steam might have come in on Jacksonville early, but the move has clearly been on Houston here now. Down, they're the favorite in this game, and I maybe don't mind them here actually in this matchup. Got another one down here though at 37.5, and it is going to be tough. It feels like for points to come by. Blah 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 in this matchup. You got a Jacksonville team here. The one thing the Texans do is harass quarterbacks a little bit, and with Jacoby Myers, they're going to have to get him into the fold here a little bit. Right now, he's set, maybe to have a big role, but is this really an okay matchup against Houston? Here, Houston's not bad in the past. They're not bad defensively at all, and they actually have a decent matchup against the Jaguars. Davis Mills could have an okay game here for sure. Nico is ready to go here, right? So that's a good sign for Houston. You got to have this man in the lineup, and I show him as being in this game today. So that helps. Jacksonville actually quite a long line of injuries here, but for the Texans here, let's see. Chubb is probable. Pierce is probable. That run game is in. Will Anderson is in. That's huge. Dalton Schultz. All these guys are in today. So come on, man. Jacksonville, it's been a great start to the season a good start to the season for Jacksonville here anyway. But, this might not be the best situation for him, it feels like. I'm probably going with the under, though, in this game. Between these two, I don't think Lawrence can be that effective here right now against this Texans team that's going to have to rely on their defense, and a little bit of Davis Mills has got to do something here for these guys. Texans, let's see here, 7-16 against the spread. Last 24 is a home favorite. They are good in these close closer games, but Jacksonville, let's see, what first meeting was 17-10. The Jaguars won in week 3. They were a 1.5-point favorite in that game, was Jacksonville. The Texans have won 12 of the last 15 games in this series, as well as Taylor's in the open, and he's all the way into Atlanta territory to the 37. Teams have split the last 4 meetings here in Houston. 6 of the last 7 have gone under the total. I'm going under the total in this one with Jacksonville and Houston. See if they can get these. They scored 27 last time, so can they get more than that? Maybe they can. Jags are 4-2 ATS last 6 years here into Final. Houston. Jacksonville pretty strong in the turnover department to start the season, but now it's starting to go the other way. Got a big ball up top for the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Alec Pierce. And the Colts are back in the lead. What a throw from Jones in double coverage. But when you've got a guy like Alec Pierce, he had the position on the defensive backs and he had the hands in the end zone. Touchdown Colts, and they're up 12-7 with 5:19 to go in the first quarter. Wow. What a pass. Goes down as a 37-yard strike from Jones to Pierce as he pierced the defense and got behind both his defensive back and the free safety, but he still had to kind of come back for the ball. The momentum of the defenders carried them behind Pierce, and Pierce made the catch. Wow. Final. See if they can get this extra point. Jeez, they got it. 13-7. Woo! Man, let's get back to the action here. Let's see what you guys have in Jacksonville and Houston. We got some other props there from the other game there a little bit. Let's see, Circa with an 8 on that game, and Kincaid prop there in the Bills game. And Billy says Carolina's looking pretty good this year. We got to agree they're doing a nice job. I'm so far behind. Jerry says touchdown Atlanta, and now we're on touchdown Colts. Barr says no Stroud here. And don't have to rely on Davis Mills. Davis Mills has had plenty of starts for sure, right? All right. Jags covers. Stay away from Davis Mills. He's bad news. Under, though, Final. Var says that's still hard, man. 37, right? Now here's Texans, Jags under for Public Enemy. I've got some unders here. There's Craig back. A touchdown, Atlanta. Hey, Gooey McDougal's here. It says Trevor Lawrence over in his rushing yards and take the Giants team total over. Thank you, Gooey. Here's Jaguars money line for Robert. And let's see. Robert's Falcons should be able to run within DeForest Buckner out of the game. That's been a factor here so far, it looks like. I shouldn't put the wrong score up there. Hey, where's our scoreboard? Mikey out there. We need a scoreboard for this show. We need a scoreboard for our NFL. We still got one more international game we're going to be on for too. Hey, we're going to be here for another hour right now talking football and basketball, but I'm going to go through these plays here. Got some college basketball steam real quick. Where you been, Steam? Indiana and Marquette. Ooh, that's the big one we're previewing here right now, and the steam is coming in on the under. Hey, if you caught me on one of those shows last night, I already said go under in this game, and now we're seeing the steam come in on the under in Indiana and Marquette. It was 153.5, and now we're seeing that steam come in here in this one, and right now it is down to 1. Oh, did I get the steam right here? It looks like it's going higher. Yeah. Oh, I said, whoops. I'm all talking like, hey, look at me. I said go under. Steam coming in on the over big time here with Indiana and Marquette. The total now is up to 155.5. Doesn't make me feel too great. You got the worst of the number, and the steam is crushing to the tune of 62% so far this season. That can't get them all right. All right. Let me keep going with you guys in the chat. We got to get through these football games. And Billy talking about the Pete Rose movie. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Robert says Nico over there, Big O's, and I'm a big Pete Rose fan. Anybody? I mean, how can a gambler not like Pete Rose? Pete Rose wasn't throwing no games. He was just an addicted gambler with a sheet like you and me. But his plays were a couple like you guys in the chat play for 2 or 3 dimes a game like Pete. Pete would bet 2 or 3 dimes a game, call his bookie up. He'd practically play every game on the board. My kind of guy. Texans here going to win, says Lovable, but 17-12, it could be. All right. And whoops, twisted. No Stroud. Pierce.
Steam play.
Oh, there it is. The Indy touchdown. I caught up. Northridge taking some steam here real quick, you guys. Northridge is taking the action here in their game today against North Dakota. Northridge is actually on the road laying 6. They're now laying up to 7. Northridge taking the steam on the road at North Dakota. Northridge. Go Matadors. All right. And back to the Blake. We're back to the under. But Blake, there's no doubt, maybe no coincidence, right? I'm not a weather handicapper, but is this the first? We had some weather. We saw even some, but doesn't it feel like this has been the week where we've officially, except in Miami where it's 86-degree sauna, but it feels like we've turned, the leaves are turning in the football, the the frozen tundra is coming. All right. It feels like the weather has turned, is what I'm saying. And oh my God, Jim, Ramon, when do you sleep? When the Aztecs are down 14-3 in the second quarter, and I'm just gonna, and I feel like they're not gonna go anywhere. Let me close my eyes for a couple of hours in a chair. That was not good, and Aztecs will not be going to the college football playoff. I wasn't kidding right now, because look, North Texas is in position for that number 12 position now, and it would have been, possibly the Aztecs if they could have won out. All right, Nico Collins first TD, and we need the someone to moderate here. I can handle it. You guys know I can do many things at once. Who knows what I'm doing over here? Okay, let's keep going, man. We just spent too much time on that bad game. Ravens and Vikings. This is a good game, and the Ravens come in here right now, and it's all fixed. Don't worry, we got Jackson back, and all of a sudden we're 4-point road favorites. We all know it already was that way in the last game, but it is amazing that he makes such a big difference on both sides of the ball and how controls the game. But watch out, this isn't easy. You got McCarthy in here. Look, there's a reason why Kevin O'Connell saved the job here for McCarthy through injury or whatever. He's going to be fine. I really believe that McCarthy is going to be fine. He's still, he's as green. He's still green, very green, you guys, as much as people talk him up. Remember, he's only had a minimal time in there, and now he's going up against the man here in Lamar Jackson. So, but I got to like the Vikings to be able to try to hang in here in this game. At least the defense is good enough, right? And the Ravens, look, you can say all you want about giving Lamar back, but still they are 3-5. They weren't getting it done without him, so there had to be some deficiencies in this team still. You can't win them all, and you're going on the road here now to lay 4 points. Maybe it is the Ravens' day. They've won their last 2 games. They're averaging 28 points in those 2 games right there. So, maybe we could see some fireworks here in this one. You really think that we'll, get a game here, somewhere in the range of 28-20 or 20, maybe 27-23? That'd be an over. And that's still a 4-point spread. I think this one might go over. Last 3 games, the Ravens defense has been hot, allowing just 12 points per game on average in those last 3 games. The Ravens are 14-8 against the spread. Last 22 as a road favorite. They're also 15-11 against the spread. Last 26 off of a win. They're also 11-7 last 18 in non-conference games. Vikings aren't running the ball very well. That is a bit of a concern, especially because they have a decent weapon in the run game here, but I'm going to give a chance here a little bit at home to kind of get things back up and running, even though they're going up against obviously a very formidable team here right now tonight in the Ravens here. But I have a think they got to be able to hang here and probably stay in this game. We could see some fireworks, I think. I kind of want to go over here in this one at 49 now. It opened as low as 46.5. And yeah, we got to get to 7 touchdowns. I say 7 touchdowns because it's 49, but 6 touchdowns and 3 field goals or something to that effect. But I'm going to go over in this one with the Ravens and the Vikings here. Yes, the Vikings have to bring a little bit of defense, but the Ravens offense can be clicking. Still expect the Vikings to be able to return the favor a little bit on offense. So I'm going to go with the over here in this one. I think if you look at this one, to me, matchup-wise, for the Vikes here, I think that they can match a little bit here with this offense, with the run game, get it going a little bit here. Look, no one's doubting that the Ravens defense is pretty solid, but look, one thing they do is give up yardage in the passing game, and Jefferson, that's one chalky guy. I'd probably be on an Addison has looked very good here of late. Addison's getting hot. And then Jalen Naylor is stepping up here as well. But, hey, good matchup for Henry. I mean, I got to, probably bottom 10 rushing defense for Minnesota. So if he can get that run game going, that's going to open it up for Flowers and Bateman and D-Hop. But, man, I'd almost take the Vikings receivers slightly, of course, with Jefferson, but all right, in this one, I'm going with the over in the Ravens and the Vikings. A little bit of steam here coming in. College basketball, Appalachian State taking the steam against North Carolina Central. Appalachian State was an 8.5-point favorite. They're moving higher here right now. This is on the extra board, everybody. This one's moving higher here from Appalachian State from 8.5, and they're going up to 10.5, 2-point move right now. I'm telling you live here in this one. Hopefully that's why you're here with me on the Morning Steam. Try to do my best to cover these games, but we're giving you live, actionable, and betting information. All right, I think the Ravens and the Vikings chatters are ready. Someday we'll have so much chat. We'll have to start running that little thing on the side and just let the chat roll, but all right. Billy liked the play-by-play. I've actually done play-by-play. No, can you believe no one would take me on any higher than a community college football? I've done also high school all-star games. That's probably like the height of my broadcasting career. I did 5 years of 2 different all-star games. And I think they only use me because I'm such a stat, right? I'm the only guy. I watch them do it now, and they're just they throw a couple guys out there. They're probably kids practically, but I would research it for hours, so I'd be all ready with and DM the family or get notes on the teams and everything. I was a sicko. Lipscomb here is taking some steam right now in their college basketball game. They're on the added board. Lipscomb against Mercer. They were getting 4.5, and steam's coming in here on Lipscomb. They're now getting 3. So 1.5 move here on Lipscomb against Mercer on the added board today. Vikings money line maybe for Weskers. Here's Vikes on the spread. I'm so far behind here. How are we going to finish by 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock here? All right. Thank you, Terrell. Nice to see you today. I'd sing the song if we weren't in a hurry. Henry to get more yards. Here's Ravens -4. Apologize if I skip a few if it doesn't have a prediction or something. Vikings plus the points because the Ravens don't defense. Bar says Ravens defense wins the game. Robert here on the over as well. Vikings will get the lead at some time, Terrell says. And Ravens plus a Henry TD. He's overdue. Wow. I'll lean to the over here. And yeah, there could be, Billy, I think a lot of talk because sometimes this turf looks absolutely amazing, right? Compared to the turf in England, right? This turf in Germany, they've got that they've engineered this turf. I know the NFL comes in, but this turf looks good, and it's not exactly a perfect day there, I don't think. Jefferson to have a big game here. And Hawk over. Buffalo not covering the spread, says Greg. We're going to keep it moving here right now. There's Northridge, yeah. And I think the women are good, too. Well, I don't want to say the women are good. I don't know if you saw Northridge beat some team. The Northridge women played a team the other day for their exhibition opener. I think they opened up with a 73-0 lead. Northridge, of all teams. All right, here we go. Let's go. Hey, a rematch of the COVID Super Bowl. Patriots and the Buccaneers. Buccaneers favored by 2 here in this one. And the total 48.5. This is certainly one of the games, if not the game of the day, right? With the Patriots coming in here. They're the talk of the league, no matter how you look at it, because of Drake May, MVP candidate Drake May, going up against the man here. Should be a good battle of quarterbacks when you got this one. Let me call up my notes here. Oh, we're still in the morning game. See, I was looking in the afternoon. Okay. Where's going on? All right, might just have to wing. I can wing it without my notes. Okay, here we go. All right, Patriots have won their last 6, going 5-1 against the spread coming in. Patriots are just 3-9 against the spread, last 13 out of the division for Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers here. They've had some pretty strong defensive games for sure, but the last 2 games, man, the Bucs are having trouble running the ball. Only an average of 65 yards over the last 2 games, but they're +7 in turnovers over the last 4 games as part of this streak with that strong defense here. Tampa Bay 4-1 in games decided by a touchdown or less. Bucs coming in off a bye. They're 2-6 ATS last 8 seasons off of their bye. New England has won and covered 4 of the last 5 in the series. Don't forget the Super Bowl was a low-scoring game, right? Was it 19-17? And the Patriots won 19-14 and 35-7 in their last 2 visits to Tampa, under in 6 straight meetings between the two. Played more frequently than you would think, despite being an interconference matchup here. Did just see some steam here real quick coming in on Colorado State in their matchup today against Nebraska Omaha. They were a 13-point favorite when this one opened, and right now Colorado State is taking some steam, and they are up to 15 against Nebraska Omaha, taking that steam here on the Morning Steam Show. Man, we got to keep it going here. Are we even going to get to the other sports today? We're just going to have to rattle off the plays because I talk too much. Patriots and Buccaneers in this one. I'm going with the under in this one with the Pats and the Bucs. Mays looked awesome, but Bucs defense at home, I'm going to think that they can bring it here a little bit. And the Patriots, not only Drake May, but they've also been succeeding defensively as part of their resurgence here, it feels like, for sure right now. So I got to go under here in this one between the Patriots and the Buccaneers. And the Colts got a big play here out near midfield. Pierce again, man. We already hit those Pierce props already. He is hot today. Gosh, let me go to the chat. You guys are on fire. Here we go. Public committee on the Bucs. Go Bucs and parlay it. Let's see. Yeah, Bill, great defense, but they had. I was worried. Anybody saw my previews? I was certainly worried. I mean, I was on Hawaii, but I was rooting for San Diego State, Tampa Bay, and the Heat. I think that means Mike says it's all about. He was part of the FTX gang there. Trap God on the Bucs. Nuke says, are the Bucs receivers still banged up? Well, we know that Evans is doomed, right? That's been a problem. But Igbuka's in there. Sterling Shepard step up. And now the latest weapon, of course, don't forget, is Tez Johnson, and he's been terrific. Yeah, he didn't have a great game against New Orleans, but also Cade Otton here is set for a pretty good game, it feels like. I gotta think the Bucs have a great chance here against the Patriots. Hey, they're pretty good. They're good, man. The Patriots are good. Played a weak schedule there, Bar says. no doubt. But hey, let's see. Go against Vrabel. Take the Bucks. A lot of Tampa from you guys in the chat here. Tough thing is laying the points. I know a good option is always, hey, just lay the money line. I'm not really always about that, but sometimes I'll mix it up a little bit with, lay a little points and then lay the money line just in case. And this one, maybe it could be a tight game. So, all right, over and Bucks and over for Lovable. Or no, over in the Bucks and the Pats. Thank you, Lovable. I can get that. Robert with the Bucks. And just going through here. Mr. Wesker's not having it with Tampa. Bucks' secondary not looking that good, says Robert Franklin. And is Tampa like even? But yeah, right. I mean, Tampa only won like 9 division titles over the last decade in the weak division, right? But hey, Jones fumbles. It's loose. I believe it might be recovered, but was it out of bounds? And was it already down? Patriots plus the points. This will be Drake's toughest game. Jones looked like old Jones on that one, didn't he? Jones is going to end up here with some. It feels like Jones is going to be able to do something here with his stats today. He's looking pretty easy out here, but that was a bad play. It was definitely a fumble. Oh, you know what? I mean, the ground. They ought a saying. I don't know if you ever heard it. Ground can't cause a fumble. Oh no, it was fumble. That wasn't a. I didn't see the ball there, and then it's spinning around. I think the ball was actually touching the white. So it is Colts ball. Steam came in just now. Pacers and Warriors under. That probably means that we'll see. But I think Curry is going to miss another game here. Steam to the under. When we get there, if we get there, we'll cover it. But we got to keep going, you guys. Man, I'm sorry that I'm skipping a lot of comments here. Giants and Bears. This is the weather game. It isn't going to be as bad. This is from Kevin Roth at Weather RX on X. He is your sports weather man. He'll give you he's the man you want to follow on X for sports weather. There's no doubt about it. He's a real live TV meteorologist who loves betting and fantasy sports. So he's all into it. So follow Kevin Roth. Really, he gives you the best weather. And he says that, yes, it is going to be rainy before the game, windy before the game, windy throughout the game, though. That's the issue here, windy throughout the game. And that's going to even up this game here a little bit. Maybe bring Jackson Dart into play against Caleb Williams. Jackson Dart can run just as good as Williams can, it feels like. And this is going to be it feels like this one could get a little bit ugly just because of that. We saw the wind on Thursday night. I think that wind was probably a little bit tougher than this wind. That was, 25 to 35, and this one's expected to be 15 to 25 here. But still, weather expected to be a little bit treacherous. And we've got is it a missed field goal for the Colts now? Now what do we do? Fire this guy? Or did they get it? I think they missed it, right? 13-7 still. Wow, Colts are missing their kicks here in Germany. Don't be doing that in the land of Bundesliga. All right, the Giants have lost their last 3 games, allowing 38 points in those games. Giants are 8-12. Last 20 is a road underdog. Jackson Dart has a couple of wins here under his belt in his career. Bears here come in winning 5 of their last 6 games. And, man, when they score, they win. When they don't, they don't. But I don't know if they're going to hear because his weather conditions are going to be a little bit tricky. Home team has won 8 straight meetings in this series. Giants have lost their last 6 visits to Chicago, although they've covered 3 of the last 4. They might be getting just enough here that I can only consider taking the New York Giants, you guys. Chicago's 8-14 against the spread, their last 23 off of a win. They are 9-4, last 13 as a home favorite, but too many points for me. I got to take the Giants here in this one. I might even sprinkle the money line tonight and to consider the Giants, get them away from New York. I think they can manage this game a little bit. I know they're 2-7, but I've got to take the Giants in this. I'm taking the Giants. Can't talk me off of it in the chat. See if anybody's going to join me. I don't know if anybody's going to join me. Giants money line for 9 legacy. NYC bar is on the under. Here's the G-man for Mike. I'm switching, not because of Mike, but I'm switching back. Too many people like the Giants. All right, Robert likes the under here in this one. Got to agree with my man Robert always on these. Win, there it is. Look at that. Thank you, Robert. Perfect description there, the conditions. And that does look like exactly what the weather forecast was. But again, the treacherous weather will stop apparently right before the game or shortly into the game as far as wet conditions. And we did see some snow flurries yesterday, right? I think they were kind of comparing it to what was going on with the weather in the Notre Dame game there yesterday. And we saw some weather up in Iowa, didn't we? And also in Wisconsin. So we know the area's been getting cold here. All right. Thanks, you guys. I know I'm going fast here. My pick on the Ravens game was the over, brother. All right, keep going here. Nuke on the Bears, public enemy Giants. And let's go Pats, win that division. Be a great story here. I mean, come on. Drake May. Could he win the MVP, you guys? All right, and Robert Franklin's on the Giants. Thank you. Got to keep it going. That's the early games. So we've made it out of the early games. Only 4 more to go here, and then we're just going to go with the plays in the other sports again, you guys. But we got Mikey and Sharky coming up top of the hour with our NFL preview, and I'm trying to preview the NFL. We got those guys. Should we stop previewing the NFL? Cardinals and Seahawks here in this one. Seahawks by 7 and total 45.5 with Seattle. But look, division game where, hey, come on. I mean, yes, Seattle's had a pretty good season. The Cardinals, we know they're not so good, but they're the killers of the road, man. The Cardinals never miss on the road against the spread. They've covered them all so far. Why wouldn't you want to trust them again here in a division game with, look, if you don't like Kyler Murray, let me give you here a little bit of dose of Jacoby Brissett. Why not? But Cardinals just terrific actually on the road, 4-0 against the spread, right, on the road this season. And you're playing in division and you're getting a touchdown. Now maybe this one does shape up. Seattle's won 3 in a row. They've absolutely looked terrific, covering them all. Jacksonville, Houston, and Washington. Arizona, meanwhile, was on a 4-game losing streak. But one thing is they did cover in the last 2 losses against Indy and Green Bay. And then, of course, took care of the Giants. So I think there's a little bit of an up arrow on the Cardinals coming into this game. So let's see what we can do, though, offensively with these two here in this game, right? Look, I like Jacoby Brissett maybe in this spot, but Cardinals have still lost 5 of their last 6. The 5 losses, though, are by 13 total points. I mean, basically 2.5 points a game they're losing by. Brissett as a starter, I mean, he's barely over 35%, but plenty of experience. Started over 55 games in the NFL. 7 of Arizona's 8 games have been decided by a touchdown or less. Not only are the Cardinals 4-0 ATS on the road, but they're actually 9-1 dating back to last season in their last 10 games as a road underdog. So Seahawks come in 1 and covered 6 of their last 7, and Seattle, doing a great job defensively. That's really where they've been strong. But in their losses, they have given up plenty of yardage. But as a touchdown favorite here, Seattle won 23-20 at Arizona in week 4. They were a dog in that game. I mean, they would never be a dog right now, obviously going down there. But Seattle outgained the Cardinals by 150 yards in that one. Cardinals, despite all that success I talk about, though, are 1-4 straight up, and ATS their last 5 visits here into Seattle. Unders come in 5 of the last 6 in this series, and I'm going under in this one with Arizona and Seattle. Give me your plays in the chat, and we'll keep on moving along here. And Lovable says the Vikings won't score a lot over there. Here's Seattle on the alternate line, Seahawks to blow them out. Brissett quarterbacks might be too much on his plate, I think Lovable is saying for Brissett. All right. Twisted says the Cardinals can cover on the road for sure here. Just look, this scenario, it just says Cardinals are great to the number here in this situation. The Colts are on a return here, and they'll start about the 29 or 30-yard line following a punt. Blake is on the over. Tariq says Seattle and Panthers in a 2-teamer. Arnez is here. He said, what'd you do in the Texans game? I took the under in that one, Arnez. Nice to see you. Lovable says the Miami coach may not get fired. That's right, as I called him and said, don't make a mistake here. Okay. Hey, Billy. Oh, man, I sent those out. Billy, didn't you get them in the package there, the winnable package? You're signed up, right? And let's see here. Under for Lovable. Big O. Hi, Big O. How you been? Laying it with the Seahawks. Lions and Commanders here. Lions on the road, 8-point favorite. Total here, 49. And the Commanders got to go in here today with Marcus Mariota, with Jaden Daniels out once again. But still seems a pretty daunting challenge going up against the Lions. But, hey, you got the Dan Quinn factor, right? I mean, he could coach them up here in this one and cover a touchdown, can he? Detroit's 5-0 when it runs for over 100 yards, but they're 0-3 when they don't. Do you think the Lions will run for 100 yards today against the Commanders? I'm not sure they will. I think it'll be close, actually, today, but I prefer more of the passing game, so it might not be an issue. For Goff here, for St. Brown, for Williams, Laporta should be all systems go, quite frankly, in this matchup. For Mariota here, it's going to be tough without a good running game. Bill Merritt has been a disappointment. I don't think anybody can disagree with that. But Mariota's got a good matchup with his receivers. Detroit is not terrific against the passing game, right, with Samuel here. But they're just so thin, it feels like, in the passing game right now. Yes, you got Zach Ertz, but behind Samuel, you got Chris Moore, who hasn't done anything. You've got Jalen Lane. And who else? You're going to have the chosen one, Robbie Chosen, in here. It doesn't sound real good, actually, for Washington in this game. It just doesn't feel like they have enough talented players here to keep up with the Lions in this one. I want to do it, but I'm going to end up on the Lions here. I know it seems strange for me to want to lay more than a touchdown on the road, but in this one, I'm going to my computer's telling me to go with the Commanders over here, and maybe the Sharps are even on the Commanders, I think. I'm supposed to be the guy who knows, but I'm going to go ahead and lay it. I can lay 7.5 actually at Bovada, and I'm taking a road favorite here actually with the Lions today, and I'm going to lay it against the Commanders. I just don't know if they have enough offensive weapons in the lineup right now. The spot, you could say as a handicapper, the spot may still call for the Commanders here. I'm going to go with the eye test here a little bit and say that it's because of the fact that they're so thin in the receiver core right now. I mean, look, we love Debo. Debo can have a good game here, but again, more nothing. Jalen Lane, he did have 3 receptions last game there against Seattle for 29 yards. I'll give him credit for that. And going to need a big game from Zach Ertz. And really, he hasn't really done much of anything. He's been subpar this season for sure, talking about Zach Ertz. All right, I'm on the Lions in that one. I'm laying a road favorite. All right, Twisted said maybe Miami is live. It's Murray who keeps I agree with that in a way, Lovable, but also Jacoby Brissett. No one's going to mistake him for a rookie out there, it feels like. All right, Lions with 9 legacy. Lions with me and 9 legacy there. Tua Waddle, they're at home. All right. Mike is here calling out some plays there. And let's see, Trump Stadium. Oh, it's going to be great, Trump Stadium. I mean, it's going to be a good stadium. Mikey can tell you, too. It's going to be it probably might be the best stadium by the time it's all said and done. And they're going to build it in record time for under cost. Okay, Detroit to cover. How about Gibbs here today? And Gibbs preferred over Montgomery, I guess there, right? Lions team total over. Lions minus 20. Yeah, Mike's on the Commanders, though. He'll bring us back down to earth. Robert's on the under here. Terrell says 8. Mariota thrown interception. The Commodore 64. I made a horse racing game in BASIC on the Commodore 64 that actually calculated win bets and exacta bets with little sprites moving across the Man, that was a long time ago. All right. I should have went into I should have went into I should have went into programming. I should have went into coding. Um, all right. Williamson TD, and nobody's going to be at the game, I think is what the Lions cover here. Okay, one more here on the day in the afternoon coverage. The Rams are on the road taking on the Niners here. The Rams are favored by 6. Wow. Okay, you don't like Mac Jones? Now the Rams have, in my opinion, the number one run defense. I know you guys might have a couple of other teams in there. I think the Rams run defense is number one for me. So still going to be tough. I mean, McCaffrey, they need him so much, and this is their strongest hope. And they're running right in the teeth of the Rams defense. And it's not a great matchup for the receivers, but I'm going to have to take my chances with Jones and Jennings and Bourne and Kittle. Kittle should certainly have a good matchup. The Rams are not great against tight ends. For the Rams here, I don't expect it to be off the charts necessarily. Now, they could get this one over the total, and maybe it will go over the. Maybe it'll be a backdoor for the Niners, but in a division game here, I'm always going to take the Niners in this one. I can't help it, even with as bad as this, or as not bad, but as beat up as this defense is. They usually find a way with Shanahan, it feels like, in this series. Now, maybe this is the one where the Niners are just decimated enough and the Rams are playing outstanding that they'll get them this year. They'll get them this time on the road. The 49ers beat the Rams. There is revenge here, obviously. 26-23 in OT in week 5. Rams had over 375 yards passing, but a couple of key turnovers in that game. The Rams have won the last 2 trips to Santa Clara, 12-6 and 21-20. Overs come in 4 of the last 5 meetings. I'm taking a touchdown every time. I'll just be wrong if the Rams go on to win. 49ers are 1-10 against the spread coming in off of a win right now. That's not great. That's real inconsistent. And they're also 1-6 ATS in their last 7 division home games. But I thought they were just good enough there against the Giants, right? We had them on the road in that game. And when they win, they usually cover. But can they win here against this Rams team who won their last 3 games, allowing just basically under 10 points in those games? They have basically allowed just 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals on the last 28 drives. But we know that Shanahan knows this team and can scheme them up here a little bit. Rams are 15-7 ATS, last 22 is a favorite, 15-8 ATS, last 23, coming off of a win here. But I'm on the Niners. I can't do anything. I'm on it. I always going to do it, I guess. Here, I'm just a sucker for a division home dog with a big rivalry like this. I acknowledge everything. I mean, I love the Rams run defense. Here we go. Let's see here. I see a couple older plays in there. Man, we got to go so we can get these other plays in. Oh, the orange seats at the Orange Bowl there. Okay, gotcha. 49ers here. More 49ers. Our Thompson's going to be on 49ers, of course, right? And CMC missed the first game, so they should cover. Here's an over for Robert. The Twisted says over and the Niners. Got to go with them, R. Thompson. I'm going with them every time. When it comes, and we saw that Purdy, his situation is totally improved here also with that toe. It's a little bit of, hey, we're going with Mac until, I think we're going with Mac until a bad game, and unless he just goes on a winning streak too. It feels like Mac has played well enough, right? Look, Mac got a little bit of money too here. I know Purdy's got the big money, but just take it easy, Purdy, right now when you got a little bit of a groove here. Again, when we talk about can't lose your job, I don't think he did. I just think that right now Mac is a guy until Purdy is at least 100% healthy, or until maybe they lose a game and then they can go back to Purdy and say, you know what, Mac had a bad game. Let's try Purdy, and then Purdy will be back in there. But no one's complaining about Mac Jones. I don't think you can tell, maybe R. Thompson will tell what the Niner fans are thinking, but I think we're fine with this situation at quarterback. If anything, we're dealing from at least a position of strength here. Falcons going right down the field here now as well with Drake London, 4:33 to go. So they'll look to take time off the clock and try to get into the end zone, or at least make sure they get some points here and probably go into halftime here. And I know that you guys are probably sweating it out here a little bit on that first half here, but we'll see if they can get in. All right, Sunday night football here real quick, Steelers and Chargers. Look, I feel bad. I'm going to take the Steelers in this one. I don't want to go against my Chargers, and I'm not on a hedge here, an emotional hedge here. The Chargers have big-time problems in the offensive line. That's going to affect them in this game, I think, against some of the Steelers' strengths, right? The defensive line here. And maybe Herbert could outduel Rodgers here. Maybe they will. Total is a little bit high, actually, considering. But I'm worried here, and I'm going to take the Steelers plus a couple of points. Hopefully the Chargers win by 1. I got to take the Steelers in this game, given this situation. The Chargers basically have had to rebuild their entire offensive line this season as it's continued to. Drake London's got himself a touchdown. Penix threw a perfect floating ball. He is injured here a little bit. He's okay, but Penix threw. That's what Penix does. He's got a very nice touch on the ball. It is Michael Vick-esque. I don't care what you say, but when you see, Penix is a little bit more thick, if you know what I mean, but the touch is just as good as Vick ever was. I'm sorry if I'm making a comparison to left-handed African-American quarterbacks, but Penix throws a great ball right here, and you've got a great receiver like Drake London on a fade pattern against a linebacker here. What a great throw, and the Falcons are in it. And hey, you first half totals backers, there you go on the over. Who had it? All right. I don't know if I want to break it down too much. We got to get these other games. I'm just going to rattle off the plays here today. Hope it's okay, you guys. We got a great show coming up with Mikey and Sharky. I'm going with the Steelers today. Go Chargers. All right, let me get to it here. We've got some NBA. Going to go quickly here. I'm afraid, you guys. Hope that's okay. But we'll whip through them all. And if you want to comment in the chat, go ahead. I don't think we're going to have time here. We got for the comments with you guys today. But maybe if I just stop talking for once in a while. Rockets and Bucks here to start us off. Be nice if I was ready to go. Rockets and Bucks here to start us off, and you got the Rockets coming in here 5-3. The Bucks are 6-3 in this one. Total here at 232 here, and man, the Rockets are 6-2 to the over so far. They're 5-0 to the over on the road. Meanwhile, Milwaukee's 5-4 to the over, but 4-1 to the over at home. These two are playing. They're 9-1 venue specific here with Houston on the road and Milwaukee at home. I'm taking the over, aren't you? It is 232 here right now, and I'm going to go ahead and take the over here in this one. I'm not dumbing it down for you guys, but I'm trying to make sure we get all the games in, so you guys know what's going on today. All right, here we go. Nets and Knicks. This one, the Knicks come in on a hot streak, 1-3 in a row right now, and they come in here having repaired things a little bit, 5-3. We know Brooklyn's the worst team probably in the league right now. Not covering spreads really either. 1-3 ATS on the road, 3-6 ATS at home. Knicks are 5-0 against the spread at home so far this season. I think this one. These teams do shade a little bit to the over coming in, but for me, in this one, I actually have the under here at 228.5 between the Nets and the Knicks. Let's see if I can get all my notes together, at least give the reasoning here a little bit quickly anyway. Brooklyn has struggled against the Knicks. We know that. They've lost 10 straight against them, and the Nets also, like I said, 1-8 so far this season. Oklahoma City and Memphis here. You got OKC on the road laying these big numbers again, but I don't know. It's pretty hard to want to fade them here at this point. If anything, Oklahoma City to start the season, they weren't covering the numbers. They were still winning the games. So they're only 5-5 against the spread. Memphis is 0-5 against the spread as an underdog so far. Just a matter of, can you find the motivation here continuously over and over again if you're OKC? But maybe you're going up against Angry Ja in Memphis, who obviously have big-time chemistry problems and issues here with their superstar. So, hey, why not take another chance here? This is a big return here to the 45-yard line with still 3 minutes left. I'm going to go ahead and take the Thunder here. I know these are tricky because you're like, man, how long can this end? But I got to go with the Thunder in this one, you guys. Oops, was I on the wrong graphic there? All right, I'm going with the Thunder. There it is. Thunder and Grizzlies in this one. Maybe I'll stay on here for a second. Maybe I can grab some comments here real quick. Thank you, guys. I'm so sorry about running through everything here really quick, but it's Sunday, and we're all about the NFL. How about the Celtics and the Mavs here? You got the Magic 4-5. Celtics come in 4-6. Celtics obviously struggling. They're mediocre at best here right now, 3-7 against the spread. But Orlando's not very good against the spread either. They're just 1-3 against the spread at home. They've been overrated by the odds makers for sure coming in right now this season, and they have not lived up to expectations. Boston's actually 1-7 against the spread. Their last 8 in Orlando. They're semi-frequent opponents for sure. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over. I'm going to go over in this one between Orlando and Boston. Pistons and Sixers. Hey, don't sleep on this one, huh? This seems like a pretty good game, actually. 7-2 Detroit, 6-3 Philadelphia. I know no one believes in Philadelphia yet, but I like teams that cover the spread. They're 7-1 against the spread so far. No problem here with Detroit. I mean, they're 7-2 against the spread overall. So 2 teams that do cover the spread. But if you're going to give me the option of taking a few points at home with that team, I'm going to go ahead and take Philadelphia here. I'm going to go to the total here, actually, in this one with the Detroit and Philadelphia, if you don't mind. And let me get my Philadelphia is 7-2 to the over so far this season. Final. 13 of the last 20 meetings between the two teams have gone over, and I've got the over here with Detroit and Philadelphia tonight. Both teams playing pretty good. I don't know if they're totally great defensively here, but nice job, Philadelphia, considering what everybody kind of thought of them right now. They are on a cover. Well, they pushed against the Bulls, but they're covering as well. All right. Running out of time here, but we do have Indiana taking on Golden State. This is an East interconference game, but there is certain dominance here. Indiana 7-1 straight up and 8-1 against the spread in their last 8 and 9 meetings, respectively. Here, Golden State's not covering anything. Let me get you that injury update because we didn't see that steam come in on the under a short time ago, and we just don't know. Curry's still questionable here, but the fact that the total moved down doesn't sound great anyway. Big Al's questionable here as well. Give me the under in this one. I'm going to take my chances here. Even if Curry's in there, this one probably go up. But right now it is. Oh, wow. It's higher than this. I'm showing 228.5 possibly. I'll call it 228, but give me the under here with the Pacers and the Warriors. And finally, the Timberwolves, they're on the road taking on the Kings here. Yeah, they're favored on the road, 5-4 record straight up. Sacramento comes in here 3-6. Minnesota's just 3-6 against the spread. Sacramento's 1-3 against the spread at home. But for Minnesota here, I think a lot for them has to be factored in with the injury report, but it's all clear. And Sabonis here is questionable. I'm going to take Minnesota here on the road, and I'm going to lay a few points against Sacramento here tonight. Give me the Wolves. All right, I'll go through a few comments, and we're going to go quickly here to the hockey. All right. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate the comments here. There's the Pistons right there. 76ers for Mike. I know I went kind of fast. Mike on the Pacers. Maybe some Cunningham props. Butler to go over. All right, there is a Bit of an NHL card here, so we got to cover this one real quick. All right, here we go. Started off with the Blackhawks and the Pistons here. Nine Legacy's got his plays in all ready to go. Thank you, Nine Legacy. Blackhawks, Penguins, Panthers. And I'll start it off here with the Blackhawks and the Red Wings. Let's make sure we got these goalies right as well. All right, Red Wings here, big $2 favorite in this one. And total here looks like 6.5 under, minus 125. It's probably about $1.85, it feels like here right now. And I'm going with the under in this one with Chicago and Detroit here. Let's see. Gibson is confirmed in goal for the Red Wings going up against Spencer Knight. Let me check this one out, though. Kings and Penguins, we definitely had we were not sure, but the Penguins are going to have Murashov here, and I didn't have that. In fact, this game was kind of off the board when I typed these in there late night while I was whining about the Aztecs game. So a little bit of quick adjustment on the fly here with this matchup. Kings $1.50. The total is 6. There we go. There we go. All right. $1.50. Total is 6. Murashov is in here. With Silov's got the start on Saturday, so this will be the first career start for Sergei Murashov. He's been doing pretty well at Scranton Wilkes-Barre. He won AHL Player of the Month in October with a 5-2 record and a 1.73 goals against. So anticipated debut here, and I've got the under with the Kings and the Penguins. All right, next up, the Kraken taking on the Stars here. It looks like Murray for the Kraken in there, huh? Going up here against Casey DeSmith. So we got, looks like some backups here in this one. Not confirmed yet, but we'll see what happens. Total here, 6.5, under 20 in this one with these two. And for me, I got to go under again. Man, I'm going to be on a lot of unders here, it looks like today. It is Sunday, but giving us all 6.5s across the board here right now. Well, I better calm down a little bit. Let me put 6 over 20 here. I'll still go under. But maybe this one's more like 6 over 20 everywhere. So give me the under here in this one. I like the totals here today. Let's keep it firing here right now with the Mammoth on the road, taking on the Senators. Vanacek going up here against Merlanen in this one. And you've got here Levi Merlanen. He's just making so far here his third start of the year, 4.54 goals against Vanacek here in this one. Ottawa at home. You know, Utah has been a little bit different on the road, it feels like here, but I've got the over actually in this one with Utah and Ottawa. All right, and a couple more here. Hurricanes and Maple Leafs with the Canes on the road. They're a favorite here on the road with Frederick Anderson. Dennis Hildeby is actually going to be, I think, possibly here. Let me see here. I still have Stolars myself, so I'm still going to list Stolars. I know one site is saying that it will be Hildeby possibly in here, but I'm going to go ahead and call it for. We'll see what it is. Hildeby has. I don't think he started yet. I think he's only been in there in relief so far this season. So anyway, for me here in this one with the Hurricanes and the Maple Leafs, man, the Hurricanes looking good now all of a sudden, aren't they? With this 10-4 record coming in, I got to go over here. You know, Toronto's 9-2 to the over at home. Carolina's 7-4 to the over as a favorite. Give me the over in this one. All right, I got a couple of more here, certainly on Sunday with the Flames taking on the Wild here in Minnesota. And you got the Wild here, man, $1.70 with Gus in goal in this one. I got another over here, actually, with these two. Give me the over here with Calgary and Minnesota. Avalanche and Canucks with the Avalanche on the road here. They played last night. They won 9-1 over the Oilers. Oilers, what's the problem here? What's going on? Maybe they can get calmed down here with Thatcher Demko expected in goal. Make sure this one could be. Was one of the sites is showing Lankinen, but I thought I really thought it was going to be Demko here today. So we'll see right now in this one with Colorado and Vancouver's. Those hockey, there's a soccer scores come rolling in here right now, but I think for me in this one, you got Vancouver, man, 6-1 to the over at home. Avalanche are 3-6 to the under on the road, but these two teams have been going under here of late, and that's the way I was headed. So give me the under here in this one at well, it says 6.5 under 35, but I think you can get actually 6.5 under at -125. Next up, the Jets are taking on the Ducks here on our final game. Come on, the Ducks are an underdog. Don't they know what's going on right now with this Anaheim team? Now, Winnipeg's great, 9-5 here, but they've lost 2 in a row. Anaheim's on a winning streak, baby. They are hot right now, and I think it's for real. I think they're a contender here. I've got another over in this one. Oh, I don't even have the line up there. Man, you're in a hurry, and you don't even have the line up there. Winnipeg is the favorite here at -$1.35, and the total 6/20. So I'm on the over here, though, and obviously everybody else is too. But give me the over here with Winnipeg and Anaheim. All right, that's going to do it here, you guys. I know we got a couple. Well, let me look at these college games here. We got 4 minutes here. I think I can get these out. Stand by, Mikey and Sharky, for the football preview show with the guys here in just a moment. But let me go through. I think I've got enough here to get at least 4 games. I only picked 4 games, so I think we can get these at least the bets off here anyway in college basketball, starting here with Indiana and Marquette. This one's at 1 Eastern and 10 Pacific time. And I got the Hoosiers here in this one. This one's being played in Chicago. The move's been on the Hoosiers here. In fact, I think they've actually gone up here to maybe -3. -3 there. I'm not going to change it, but give me the Hoosiers over Marquette in this one. This one's being played at the United Center in Chicago. Texas A&M and Oklahoma State. I've got the over here in this one. It's 176 now, maybe. It opened 169.5. I can only give it away the pick here on the show, but it is going to be one of those games that feels like today, and it's already moved quite higher, but we've seen these track meet games come through, right? How about IU Indianapolis? They did it again, although they got rocked. They're going to get rocked. IU Indianapolis is going to get crushed in those games, but they'll be high scoring. Florida Atlantic and Liberty.
Final.
Here, I thought this one was a pretty decent matchup to look at as well. You got Liberty here, favored in this one by 5.5 here. No, it's 7.5 now, and 151.5 here. This one's gone up to 7.5 in this one between Florida Atlantic and Liberty. I got to take Florida Atlantic at 7.5. Give me the Owls over Liberty. And finally, Washington and Baylor. Give me the over in this one at 156. That's the show. We got to go. No drawing today, you guys. We got to get out of here for the guys. Really appreciate everybody here. Thank you, everybody in the comments as well. Sorry we couldn't get to all the comments today. But we got to go, and stay tuned next here on the Sports Money Network for our NFL preview show with Mikey, with Sharky. They're going to take the next hour and get you ready for that NFL action here. So thank you, guys. Stay tuned for that. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Final.
Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. Ramon Scott. Sports money. Wake your ass up and let's get to the